Hello everyone, today I'm sharing with you a Sims 4 build, and today I'm doing the LilSimsie puzzle shell that she posted like a few months ago now. But yeah, so I actually ended up building a library with this shell, which was really fun. I think this is actually the first community lot that I've ever built, so it was really new, like a whole new style, but I really liked that sort of the shell led me to that, because I mean that's kind of the whole point of shell challenges anyways. It's meant to like inspire you to build new stuff, and yeah, just something about the way that the shell came together just screamed community lot to me. Like, I don't know, it just felt like too boxy to be like a house. I don't know, maybe that was just me. Maybe if I'd roofed it in a certain way it would have worked out like looking like a regular house, but no, to me this said library. And you can see I actually ended up having a gap in the shell. Now I'm pretty sure I remember the rules were obviously you can't change the external walls, but once you've made your shell you could get rid of all the internal walls if you wanted to. I wanted to keep some. I think I only really ended up keeping a few. I think pretty much the only internal walls I ended up keeping were where the bathrooms are. I'm pretty sure. So I had big intentions of like, oh no, I'll be able to keep all the internal walls, I'll be great at this. Hey, we all overestimate ourselves sometimes. But yeah, you can see there's this gap, and I wanted to incorporate it because I didn't want to just like, oh, roof over it or something, like, you know. I don't know, like, it's one of those things, it's a challenge just for fun, like it doesn't matter, but equally I wanted to challenge myself, you know? So I ended up putting like a skylight on it, and I went through a few phases of wanting to make it just like a skylight maybe for the top floor, and then I was like, oh, maybe I'll open it up to like the ground floor as well. But then I ended up making like this inside like terrarium thing out of it, which is really cool. Yeah, I'm really excited to get to that bit. I just thought it was like really interesting, and like I was like, oh, is it a bit random like in a library to have that? But then I thought like, no, it actually felt kind of right. I mean, to me, I know like if I went to a library like ever and there was like this nice skylight with some plants, I'd love to sit and read by that. Like there's got to be some research about how that's good for your mental health, right? There is, I'm pretty sure. But you can see I'm just doing the exterior, and this building really screamed to me like built in the 70s, public library run by the government, you know what I'm saying. I went through a whole bunch of signs as you saw, and I ended up just going for this like book decal thing on the wall. I love it. It's so cute. Perfect sign. Obviously I just did not know it existed, otherwise we would have got there quicker. But when I found it I was like, yes, that's it. It had the perfect, like, some of the signs in The Sims are just so like fancy building kind of style. Like they look like, oh, this is a nice fancy restaurant or something. I was like, no, that's not the vibe. This is public library vibes. So yeah, you can see I'm just starting to expand out that skylight idea, but I still didn't get that. I went through so many phases on that. But yeah, I'm just starting to figure out the floor plan. As you can see, I really did try and keep to the like, this is gonna have all the internal walls. No, it really didn't. But hey, there you go. I'm putting in the like librarian station. I really had like this fun idea of like the librarian sitting at like her desk. Like you'll see later when I furnish the room, like there's all these fun posters, like motivational posters. I mean, unfortunately in The Sims there will be no librarian, you know, it's all in here, it's all in the imagination. But I really did have fun, like sort of just like picturing like the vibes of this building, you know. Also, I want to show you, not relevant to build, but I am in fact wearing some LilSimsie merch, which I just got in the post. I would love to say I did in fact wear this for the fact I'm filming, but I actually just received it and had to put it on my body immediately. I love it. It's so comfy. I got like a huge size, mostly because it was the only size that was left. I wouldn't have usually got like such a big size, you know. Like it's too oversized for me really, but it's cute. It means I can wear it as a dress. Anyway, this is not the point of the video, but it's very cute, and we stan Stanley, you know, we truly do. Also, I'm literally just getting on to the terrarium now. I hope I'm using that word right. I'm pretty sure it is a terrarium. Yeah, let's say it is. I just think it came out so cute. I had to play around with like a bunch of different plants because some of them, like the lighting was getting a bit glitchy because they're meant to be like outdoor plants, so it was like, why am I inside, what's going on? So they were going like really dark, but I ended up finding quite a few that worked absolutely fine, and I just think it came out so cute. I just love it. I think I just love plants, but like the idea of like sitting, like reading your book, just like lovely sunlight coming in, beautiful, stunning, we love it. On like a hella boring bit at the moment, I've not said that in a while, wow. But on a boring bit at the moment, I'm just doing the bathrooms. I had like 2 separated bathrooms downstairs and then like a bathroom upstairs that had like 2 sort of bathroom stalls or toilet stalls. Yeah, these are like super boring looking. They're just public bathrooms, you know, there's really not that much interesting to show. I do later actually go back and add a potty to one of the downstairs, but now I'm just getting to actually finishing the main library section. Obviously this is the main part of the whole building, and I went back and forth a lot on what wood colors I wanted to use. I wasn't sure whether I wanted to go like dark, light, like there's this like, I personally like the orangey style wood, maybe not in real life, but I kind of just liked how it looked here. But I ended up actually going for light floors and like darker bookcases and tables and chairs. I know like people get so pressed. I feel like people in The Sims get so pressed about like wood tones not matching. And I understand like sometimes like say in a bedroom you want stuff to match, but like for me personally, like I don't want like dark flooring and dark tables and chairs, because like especially in The Sims you're often looking like from quite top down, like, and what like there's just no like definition, it's just like all dark or all light. Like I want to have some contrast, you know, so I ended up going for like light flooring, dark tables, and I think it looks really nice. I truly don't know how I ended up spending like what seems like so much time in the speed build on the bathrooms, but like clearly I was inspired, you know. And I really went for quite a few like colourful walls. I feel like maybe in real life, obviously this wouldn't be the most realistic thing, like you probably wouldn't have like bright, nice, paintly coloured. You probably wouldn't have like these nice, bright, coloured, painted walls, but you know, in The Sims it looks nicer to have a bit of colour going on. And here I am now just starting to go through all the posters and stuff. Like I said, I just had like this funny idea of this like little librarian just trucking on with her job, like her little motivational posters, like she's probably decorated like the little entryway. My brain was going through it, you know, I was really enjoying myself in my imagination. And honestly, I just kind of loved going through all the posters in general. I just feel like there's just like so much to find. And like, I feel like there were just a lot of like good like book themed posters as well, which was obviously very handy for this build in particular. And we are now onto the kids room. I really wanted to add a kids room because I just feel like there is always a kids room in, or at least like a kids space in libraries. There's always at least like an area that's just for the children's books and like has like the cute little bookshelves and stuff. And yeah, I just really wanted to make this separate space because I feel like actually ideally you would have them like a little bit closed off, just because like if other people are trying to maybe be a little quiet, you know, kids aren't quite as good at keeping quiet, so you know, put them behind a little door, you know, not too far away, they're still there, still keep an eye on them, but you know, just a little bit quieter. And I just added in a few toys because obviously ideally they'd be reading, but obviously wherever kids are there's probably going to be some toys, you know. Like I felt like it was almost the same concept as having like toys in like a doctor's waiting room. It's like, sure, are kids meant to be playing here? Not really, but are they going to regardless? Yes, so you may as well provide something for them. And then I decided that upstairs would have all of the computers. I thought downstairs is more for books, upstairs for computers. And I wanted sort of, yeah, the upstairs to be more of like the quiet space. I thought that was kind of realistic. I feel like often in libraries, at least like university libraries, like downstairs is the more like louder area, like you can do group projects and stuff, and then like sort of the higher up the building you go, it's like, okay, be a little quiet, okay, please, you know, only whisper, and then it's like silence, like you come here to work on your own. So yeah, I just thought the upstairs would be the more quiet area, which then I did put in games tables, so that kind of feels like it goes against each other, but equally it's like, you know, a chess table, like a table for playing cards. You're probably not like screaming your head off playing these games, you know, so I think people could remain respectful. I trust these Sims to be respectful of people doing their work. And I just added in this really, really cute like little like book nook this little area just to read. I just thought it was so cute, like next to the plants and stuff. Like I would love to go and get a little book and just sit in that comfy armchair, just read my book. Like there's people, just little ambient noise of people playing chess, clicking on the computers. Oh, the vibes are there. And it also made me add like some chairs downstairs as well, because I thought like, oh, just by the bookshelf, you might like look at a book, think, oh, I just want to see if I like this. You're like paging through a few, see what you want to like borrow from the library or whatever. You can see I really had a lot of imagination for this one, which is good. My imagination is not usually good, but for The Sims, it's there, you know? And here we are. I actually forgot to mention there was in fact a glaringly obvious mistake in this build, and that is that I forgot to put in a staircase. Let me know if you noticed before this moment in the video. Let me know in the comments at what point, because I'm sure some people would watch this and like 5 minutes in be like, hey, I hope you're gonna add a staircase. And I did, just a bit late, and luckily there was just a perfect space for it, like that perfect spot just in the entry. It didn't clash with anything on the second floor. I was very lucky. I honestly could not believe it. Like I had spent like probably at least an hour on this build by this point, and when I noticed I had forgotten a staircase, truly my jaw dropped. I was like, how on earth did I forget that? But it was fine. It really was a very minimal fix. Then I just wanted to add in this coffee station. I just had this idea that it'd be like maybe like a cute like community run thing, like, you know, maybe there's like little book clubs here and it's like, oh, who's gonna bring like the coffee this week, you know, there's that kind of stuff. But then I thought, actually maybe not put it upstairs in the quiet area, so that like anyone in the whole building has to go up through the quiet area to then probably use like a loud kettle or coffee machine to get stuff. So I moved it downstairs to the more like communal, like louder area, because that just made more sense, you know? As with everything I'm saying in this video, truly in The Sims, doesn't matter. Nobody cares. They'll be doing whatever they want, wherever they want. They'll be talking to each other, anywhere. Literally doesn't make a difference. But to me, in my heart and soul, that was very important. And honestly, I just ended up loving this build so much. I feel like it's so plain in a way. Like obviously, like I say, it's public library vibes. There is nothing snazzy about it. It's all very simple, you know, just wooden desks and some nice green chairs. But something about it really spoke to me in my soul. So, you know, there we are. And then just coming to the end, I was just looking for different like decor stuff to put on the walls. Again, in real life, you'd probably have pretty plain walls, but I thought, you know, for a bit of visual interest in the game, you know, maybe add some like posters or something. And I ended up finding like this cute little coffee mug or like hot chocolate mug or whatever it is, like that little picture that I put above like the coffee station. And there's like this poster that's like someone like going shh. I think it's from Strangerville maybe, so I think actually it's kind of like a bit of like a sus like shh, don't tell our secrets kind of thing. But I thought it just looks so perfect as like a shush, this is our quiet area. It really, I genuinely, I saw it and I got excited. And hey, maybe that's wrong. Maybe that's showing how little of a life I have, but we get the joy where we can. Anyway, I am just finishing off the outside now, just sort of doing a little front courtyard space and doing some landscaping. I wanted to keep the landscaping like super minimal because, I mean, in real life, if this is being like government, you know, funded, this public library, if they're paying for someone to do gardening, they're gonna want it to be minimal, you know? You have to come in very rarely to just trim some bushes, you know? So yeah, it's very minimal. And I also just added like little gravel on the roof, because honestly, I was gonna leave it at the default, but then I did sort of think it kind of looks like I've just not thought to change the roof color. So I just added this like gravelly texture, because truly, like, I don't know what the top of public buildings look like. Probably that, you know, films would have me think that all rooftops are gravelled, so who am I to disagree, you know? Okay, but that is it. We have got to the end of the build. I hope you enjoyed this. I certainly did. I think that was blatantly obvious that I liked this build a little bit too much. Honestly, I just seem to love a shell challenge, and I really actually enjoyed making a community lot, which, like I said, was a bit of a new thing for me. I've only really built houses up until this point. So yeah, let me know if you liked it, give it a like, subscribe, all those fun things, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.